Hello everyone. Now it has been a lot longer than I wanted to in terms of gap between these solo challenges, but today we are finally going to get into another one, and as you can see in the thumbnail, we're going to be seeing if we can beat Pokemon Crystal, red included, with just a Phanpy. Now, as with the last solo challenge, no items, we can only use Phanpy, no glitches, any of that stuff. Now, we are going to name our Phanpy Fantastic, and we did replace Totodile, so our rival will have Chikorita, then Bayleaf, then Meganium, and that's going to make this much tougher, as you'll see when we get to those battles, which will soon be coming up. So, we're going to take a quick look at what we have to work with Phanpy. Now, as you can see, we have excellent HP, decent attack and defense, but after that, our not so great special and speed may hurt us in some spots. Not the best level up move pool aside from rollout. We do get defense curl as a TM, which we are actually going to need later, so very important there. We do also get rollout as a TM, so we can potentially teach rollout before getting to level 33, which could also help with Whitney. Now, the first rival fight, I decided to train up to 6 just to get at least one level. I don't know if I would have needed it or not, because we just kind of swept him pretty quickly. I did eat the berry, which helped, but it's the first rival fight, usually pretty simple. I decided to beat every trainer that I could find before Violet City, because we have a gym fight coming up in Violet City, and honestly, as early as these fights are in the game with the trainers, you might as well fight them early on, because later in the game it's not going to do much. We did forget to have our mom save money, and she was nice to call. Thanks, Mom. Alright, so we're going to fight Faulkner. Now, I set up Defense Curl just to get some extra defense, just to help with his Pokemon, and we actually needed it because he critted the last Gust that he attempted, and honestly, without the defense buff, that crit would have killed us. Now, I did decide to show the Elder fight. I actually lost this the first attempt, and you can see how much Vine Whip does. After one growth, it does 13, it does 10 without that. But thankfully, we crit that Mud Slap on the second Bellsprout and actually get the win. But 2 attempts for the Elder, that is not something I anticipated in any sort of a challenge, because usually he's not that difficult of a fight. Also, what's not that difficult is Slowpoke well, because all of them are weak, and we have Mud Slap. Zubat's still annoying with Supersonic, but still, not that difficult. I mean, Coughing wasn't even bad, because hey, Mud Slap, even if it took 4 hits. So, Bugsy was an interesting fight. So he leads Metapod. Metapod can't really do anything. I mean, Tackle doesn't even do much. I mean, he does literally 1. And I decided to set up Defense Curl because his Scyther scares me, because he has Fury Cutter. We have Flail, which is useful, but interesting thing with Flail in Generation 2 cannot crit, and if it's going to have extra power, it won't kick in until the following turn. So, this next power we get in the last hit. Thankfully, he missed Fury Cutter, so we get the win, but honestly, if he hits that, we lose. Alright, so we have the Azalea Town rival fight. Now, this fight usually can be tough, especially because he has an evolved starter, which is usually what makes it tough. Thankfully, we don't get paralyzed from Lick. Ghastly goes down. Bayleaf's out. We go for Mud Slap because I kind of thought lowering his accuracy would be good, and honestly, cheesing with Mud Slap is always fun. He does miss the first Poison Powder. He crits Razor Leaf. Thankfully, now Flail will be boosted. He misses a Razor Leaf. We take out Bayleaf. If he hits that, we would have gone down. We do outspeed Zubat, and Flail is basically full power. No way Zubat survives that. So we get the win. Honestly, if we had not went up a level and not avoided poison damage because of the knockout, we would have definitely lost that fight. But hey, you know what? First try win in that fight was not what I expected. I will gladly take it. So, the trainers before Goldenrod, obviously pretty easy. We pretty much double their level for a decent amount of the Pokemon, but some of them are still in the low to mid-teens. But Not that difficult because we're way over leveled. Get to Goldenrod, and the first thing I always like to do is get the bike. The walking pace on this game is, well, painfully slow. It's basically Gen 1 with just brighter colors and the same slow walking speed. So we're going to ride around, help the guy out, adventure on the bike, advertise it, all of that stuff. And eventually, while we ride around, Togepi hatches before the phone call. And we name our Togepi Follow Me, because seriously, follow me on Twitch. Football, Pokemon Nuzlocke. Pretty cool stuff, definitely check it out. So we're going to get into the Whitney fight. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we get Rollout by TM. Thankfully, right above Goldenrod, so we can use it for Whitney. And that's exactly what we do. Gonna set up Defense Curl just to power up our Rollout. Unfortunately, Clefairy gets Perish Song. It's fine, all we have to do is get through Miltank. She goes for Rollout, I don't know why. But our Rollout misses, so we die to Perish Song. Honestly, not the way I wanted to lose. If we would have just gotten overpowered, I would have been fine with that. But no, we get Perish Song. Well, guess we got to do a second attempt. So Clefairy, again, is going to Metronome, and she gets Super Fang. She got 2 excellent moves in Perish Song and Super Fang. I mean, Aeroblast wasn't even bad, but pretty worthless because it's a weak move, only because we have high defense. Aeroblast's actually pretty good, but second attempt, she just goes for Rollout. I don't know why she didn't use Stomp. I mean, hey, you know what? 2 attempts for Whitney, I will gladly take. So we're going to go to Ecruteak, do the Burn Tower rival fight, and unfortunately, his Haunter uses Curse. And essentially, we can't switch out because solo challenge, we can only use Phanpy, so unfortunately, Curse does doom us, and we lose. If you get hit with Curse in a solo challenge, it's pretty much a guarantee you're going to lose. So, we just hit the reset button, go back into it. He just goes for Lick and Mean Look. Thankfully, no Paralysis and no Curse. I'll take it. Bayleaf goes down to Rollout. Zubat also goes down to Rollout. Magnemite's going to go down to Mud Slap, and 2 attempts and only using Curse 1 time, I will not at all complain about because I was expecting a Curse again. So I don't feel that I'm ready for Morty, so I decide to train up a little bit, at least up to 34. Now, Morty can be trolly because of how he likes to fight. He has Hypnosis on his Gengar and on one of his Haunter, and he has Dream Eater. So we're going to level up to 34 on this first Ghastly. Unfortunately, that means that if we are hit with Curse, it's going to be an even 4 curses will take us out. He is going to miss a Nightshade, and the first Haunter goes down. He is going to send out his second Haunter. I was hoping he would send out Gengar just to get Gengar out of the way, but he doesn't. He does go for Curse, though. Fortunately, we don't take damage, though, because Haunter died. So Gengar is going to miss Hypnosis. We just, pretty much, we're only going to spam Mud Slap because it's, why not? It's super effective and lowers his accuracy. Hypnosis misses, we take more Curse damage. He thankfully misses the last Hypnosis, and we actually beat Morty in 1 attempt. Honestly, that's much better than we normally do. We decided to go do the Lake of Rage to do the Rocket Hideout because we're going to need some extra training. Not necessarily for Chuck, maybe for Price, but definitely for Jasmine. And you'll see exactly what's going to make the Jasmine fight so difficult. I do wait until Sunday. Unfortunately, I can't just make it Sunday. I had to physically wait 4 actual days, which partially delayed this a little bit. So now we have Return for Chuck, which is really going to make Chuck much easier. Primeape's Karate Chop does laughable damage. Poliwrath misses Hypnosis, goes for Mind Reader. He didn't even use Surf, so easy win. Hey, you know what, Chuck? If you're going to just have a dumb AI, I will definitely take it. So we're going to do Price, and Price is not too bad. Return one-shot Seal. Dugong, I decided to just use Rollouts because 2 Rollouts take it out. Piloswine, I actually crit the Rollout. I do think that mattered, but I don't think it would have changed the outcome. Now, I decided to go right for Jasmine, and starts off well with Magnemite. Mud Slap takes it out, no problem. 4 times weak, of course, but look at how little we do to Steelix. She has a Hyper Potion that she's pretty much going to use anytime Steelix gets low, because we could probably get a crit and it wouldn't matter. So, Hidden Power didn't work. It was actually resisted by all of her Pokemon. So, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm teaching Rock Smash. And I'm going to delete Flail because we don't need it at this point. But yes, Rock Smash. You are hearing that correctly. So, Rock Smash, super weak, 20 power, but also can lower defense. And the only way that Mud Slap is going to take out Steelix is if we lower defense. So, and we wouldn't even have enough Mud Slaps even without that. So we're going to have to. So, Steelix, I do go for Rock Smash to see if I can get a defense drop, but I don't. And you can see that it's hardly doing anything. But I do get one on the second. She does hit another Iron Tail. Mud Slap isn't quite doing enough. I am going to need at least one more defense drop, but I decided to lower her accuracy again to at least get her into Hyper Potion range so that we can hit a Rock Smash and we get another defense drop. This should allow Mud Slap to take out Steelix. We're doing about a third. One more Mud Slap, and you can see that we will finish it off with another Mud Slap. Magnemite, of course, is going to go down to Mud Slap, and we finally beat Jasmine. I could have tried to just brute force it with the power leveling, but honestly, the Pokemon are super weak, like they're lower than level 20. So, we're going to skip to the Radio Tower Underground rival fight. Now, this took me a few attempts because Golbat just wouldn't cooperate, or I would miss Rollout on Meganium, which essentially doomed me, but this time we get the luck, and we just power through his team pretty well. Haunter hits a Shadow Ball for, like, nothing. I don't even think it put a scratch. Like, I think Phanpy just shrugged it off like nothing, so we get the win pretty easily. Again, though, took a few attempts, but Radio Tower was pretty easy because all the trainers, some of the executives aren't hard, so we're going to go fight Claire. So, I lead Rollout. She does have Surf on this Dragonair. Thankfully, it doesn't do much because it's not Stab and it's just a Dragonair. Her next Dragonair had Ice Beam, but it's going to go down. Thankfully, Kingdra's next because she'll only do Pokemon that have super effective moves first. I do hit Return because I don't really need to set up Rollouts at this point. We get paralyzed, but we get through. And honestly, one attempt to beat Claire I will gladly take because I don't like Claire's character in here because she just thinks she's the greatest thing since sliced bread because, oh, I can hold my own for the Elite Four. That's not how it works. Look, I get it, you're strong, but you're not like the most incredible gym leader in all of existence. But with that being done, we get our badge and we can finally get Earthquake and do the last mandatory rival fight. Now, his team is not really much different, at all from the last one. He does get a new addition to his team, though. As you can see, he does have a full team of 6 as opposed to 5. And he also leads Sneasel this time. So, since he does lead Sneasel, we don't have to worry about Golbat and confusing us, so we can just set up our rollouts. I didn't even need Defense Curl. Now, I am going to miss the rollout on the Meganium, though. Thankfully, no critical hit off of Razor Leaf. So, 2 returns should take it out. Another Razor Leaf, no crit. Excellent. And 2 returns do take it out. No Reflect either, so that's good. Golbat's going to come out. And I'm just going to go for a return at this point because he has a Magneton. Rollout was useless. He does confuse me. I do get through and take out Golbat with return. So that's another Pokemon down. Kadabra's going to come out. I am going to hit myself in confusion and he's going to use Future Sight. Maybe I can get through this and not get hit by Future Sight, but it's 2 to 3 turns, so he might get hit. But we do take it out with Earthquake. Haunter, I'm going to snap out of confusion. Haunter goes down to Earthquake. And last is going to be Magneton. Now, I am going to take the Future Sight hit. Only takes us to 37, though, so we get the win as we take down Magneton with Earthquake. So I decided to train up to 60. Try the Elite Four, but first we're going to go get Defense Curl. I was totally fine with deleting that earlier, as I mentioned, because Defense Curl is a TM, and honestly, it wasn't going to serve me much purpose against Jasmine, or even Claire or Price. So, we can get into the Elite Four. First up is Will, and long story short, we just set up and just sweep his whole team with Rollout. I did actually lose to Will several times because we just either had bad luck with Rollout or we would get confused and just keep hitting ourselves and something would take us down. So next up is going to be Koga. Now, Ariados likes to troll with Double Team. He does have Giga Drain but doesn't do anything. Thankfully, we don't miss any attacks. He's going to send out Venomoth, which goes down to Rollout. Fortress, unfortunately, has Protect, so Rollout is back down to its normal power. Earthquake doesn't quite do half. Unfortunately, he has Explosion on Fortress, so that's something to be wary of. Thankfully, though, he only goes for Swift, and for some reason Spikes, and I don't know why. We do miss a Return on Crobat because of Double Team, but we do hit the next two, and Return takes him out. Wing Attack does nothing anyway because we're pretty tanky. Mutt goes down to Earthquake, and that is Koga down. Next up is Bruno, and if you saw the Grimer challenge, Bruno, I can never get excited about the fights against Bruno because he's just not that good. I mean, his team is a little bit better than it was in Gen 1 because he has Hitmontop, but still, he's just not that good. I mean, Cross Chop from a champ does nothing, so pretty easy. We basically just use Return and use Earthquake and just destroy his whole team. The last member before the champion fight is Karen. Now, Karen has a lot of trolly Pokemon. Thankfully, we crit Umbreon though, and she goes for Feint Attack, so no accuracy drops or confusion. We're going to go for Earthquake on Vileplume. She does live. Misses Stun Spore. It's a 30% chance that status moves miss in Generation 1, including accuracy drop moves like Sand Attack or Stun Spore. Murkrow and Houndoom both go down in one hit. Gengar's going to come out, use Curse. Basically, it doesn't even matter. She goes down. Thankfully, no Destiny Bond, which she does have. So we dodged a nice bullet there because had she used Destiny Bond, we would have actually lost. Lance has all flying types though, so I'm just going to set up a Defense Curl. Gyarados goes for Rain Dance. So Rollout takes out Gyarados. Dragonite goes down. Second Dragonite's also going to go down because Rollout thankfully does not miss. Aerodactyl's going to come out, do next to nothing with a Hyper Beam. It goes down. Charizard, we outspeed. The rain's going to stop. That's irrelevant, but it does stop. Dragonite is going to take 2 Rollouts. Outrage does decent damage, but yeah, that's Lance. Honestly, we got really lucky. Rollout never missed against Lance. Much easier fight than I initially expected because his Dragonites have Blizzard, they've got Hyper Beam, they've got Outrage, so they've got a pretty good moveset. But hey, when Rollout just doesn't miss, it's an easy fight. So the only Kanto fight gym leader wise that I showed was Blue. I was going to record more, but I forgot to record them, and then I thought, well, Blue's the only fight that essentially matters because I like to do them in order anyway. So I just go Defense Curl, start using Rollout, and just start beating up his team. Alakazam is going to outspeed and set up Reflect. Unfortunately, that means Rhydon's going to take 3 hits to take down. So second Earthquake and third Earthquake. Last is going to be Arcanine. He is going to survive because the Reflect. Flamethrower doesn't do a ton of damage but does decent, but he goes down, so that is all 16 badges. But we are not ready for red yet, so I train up against all of the not so powerful trainers in Kanto. I mean, look at level 29. Like, the trainers are incredibly weak. Even our rival in Mount Moon, who I didn't have to fight, but decided to fight just for extra training, didn't even put up any fight at all because we're massively over-leveled at this point. So I decided to try red at 80. I definitely didn't think I stood much of a chance at winning, but I wanted to get an idea of what exactly he would do and how he would fight. For some reason, I went Defense Curl and Rollout against Venusaur, and I don't exactly know why. Because, yeah, we just died in 2 attacks. So, no question we're going to need more levels. So I decided to just beat up a bunch of Pokemon in Mount Silver. Because they're pretty easy to take out. One hit just takes out all of them, no problem. It is annoying to find the occasional Graveler because it has to use an Earthquake. As you can see, I'm just running from most of the Onix and Graveler that I find because, well, it's basically just wasting an Earthquake. So I decided to go back into Red at level 85 just to get an idea of how much more leveling up we'll have to do if we don't win at this point. Pikachu goes down, missing a Charm. Again, he never hit Charm, and it was pretty nice because that was an auto reset if he hit it. So Blastoise, unfortunately, is going to take 3 attacks. He hits a massive Surf. We somehow hang on in the rain. I thought I was going to go down for sure, but Espeon's going to outspeed, take me out with Psychic. We definitely can't win at 85. So I decided to get 5 more levels, try this at level 90. We actually outspeed Pikachu this time. So that is very surprising because I actually didn't think I'd outspeed it. So Venusaur, I get a nice roll with Earthquake so I can take him out with a return. Blastoise is going to go for Rain Dance though because Venusaur set up the Sun. Espeon though unfortunately goes for Reflect. I would have loved to see Psychic, but this time that was not the case. I do try to go for Rollout to try to set up. Unfortunately though, it does not actually take out Espeon, which means he can get off another Psychic. Rollout doesn't do much to Snorlax. I do hang on. Reflect fades. Snorlax is going to go down, but Charizard outspeeds with Flamethrower. We're going to get another level and do this. Cue the Cynthia theme. Let's see if we can beat Red. So Pikachu, as always, we outspeed. Since we outsped at 90, of course we outspeed. Venusaur is going to set up the Sun, as he basically always does. Even if he don't went for Solar Beam, same basic idea. Blastoise would have still went for Rain Dance, as he does this time, goes down. Espeon thankfully goes for Psychic, which is what I wanted. I could have beat him at 90 if he'd have done that, but that's okay. Snorlax is going to take 2 attempts. Well, 2 Earthquakes anyway. So he's going to go down. Thankfully, he goes for Amnesia, so no possible paralysis. Charizard gets a massive critical hit with Flamethrower, but we hang on with 5 left. Rollout hits, and we have beaten Red. You know what? It was no max level. Only mid-90s. I'm not at all going to complain there. And hey, we beat Red. 91 was a little bit lower level than I thought I would need. So I do have another one of these planned as well. That's going to be Pokemon Emerald with Just a North and Lileep. Also, leave suggestions below, and if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Also, follow me on Twitch.